For the legacy media to basically admit we lied about Trump and we have to give him $15 million.
Right.
And we're going to apologise. You're seeing a lot of big wins for Trump. He was Times Person of the Year, et cetera, et cetera. So he rang the bell at the stock exchange, greeted like a conquering hero. There's a real change in the way that Trump's victory this time round is being treated to how it was last time. I think he's kind of, well, he's won. He's defeated the people that were so intent on destroying him in such spectacular fashion. They'd basically thrown the towel in.
But it wasn't that they were intent on destroying him. You know, we should really assess what the Trump win was really about, because it was something so much bigger than that. You know, when you have this man come down the escalator back in 2015 and you had him make a declaration, he said, "You are fake news. You are fake news." And nobody really knew what he was talking about. Everyone was just like, everyone was existing under the spell where we still believed legacy media, couldn't believe how crass this guy was being. Who's this gutsy billionaire from New York who's going to call out the legacy media? And that really was the war. Even when he wasn't in office, that was the ideological and cultural war that has been being fought for a very long time. Like, are we giving the media the power to tell us what is fact and what is fiction, to destroy people at the drop of a hat, to build people up at the drop of a hat, to tell us who the new celebrities are? And so I loved thinking about this last election as like a battle between Taylor Swift type feminism and Ballerina Farm, who's quite niche, probably don't know who this is, and realizing that just like regular people won. Regular people won against the giant establishment of the mainstream media, the latte-sipping elitists on the coasts who mock them, who mock their lifestyles, who think they're backwards and racist. The symbolism of the Trump win is so much bigger, and it will take years and decades and in perpetuity for us to really nod it and understand it.
The Hollywood endorsement of politicians,
it's amazing,
which is always obviously the Democrat, whoever it is, however useless they are, Hollywood rounds around the Democrat. And on this occasion, having tried to, I mean, to me, that time in LA, I think it was in late June, where Clooney led the big rally night for Biden, and they had a big fundraiser and raised, I mean, tens of millions. But you could see them all standing on that stage as Obama led away Biden, literally had to guide him off stage. And I remember thinking, none of you people, George Clooney, Barack Obama, any of them, none of them actually believe this guy should be serving another 4 years. They know he's basically gone. But they're perpetrating a lie to the public because they'd rather do that than admit the truth.
The ultimate form of elitism.
And then when they flipped in Kamala Harris, it was exactly the same thing. It's like, we know best, we're going to just crown her, and then she will win because she's not Donald Trump. And they've all been made to look spectacularly powerless, interestingly. And they must all be looking at themselves in the mirror going, wow, what the hell just happened? Nothing we said made any difference.
And now what are they going to do?
Right.
That's what's interesting, is this kind of forecast. Okay, they can't do it again. We can't do a Taylor Swift post. We can't do a George Clooney post. We can't do a Beyonce.
No, we've done it all.
We can't do J-Lo crying. I mean, if celebrities could win an election, this was it, right?
Yeah. Yes.
This was the Super Bowl. They all came out. They all did their thing. They brought Eminem back from the dead. What do they do now? What is your actual opinion? Like, take me to 2028. What are the Democrats doing?
Yes.
Are they going to have to speak to us? Oh, no. Are they going to have to come down and actually learn about Joe who drives a truck and the people who touch their own door handles and the farmers and the ranchers? God forbid. Are they going to have to learn about the rest of America that happens outside of Los Angeles and New York City?
And then you hear all the stories about Oprah's production company helped stage one of the big sort of on-stage things she did with Kamala Harris. Then you hear that Beyonce may have been paid. She denies it, but who knows? There's a lot of stuff going on here where it looks like not only are they preaching to everybody, but they might also be feathering their nests at the same time.
Of course. This is
out of the system, right?
Yeah, so he killed Hollywood. He killed politics. He killed all these necessary deaths that needed to happen so we could go back to fostering conversations and having an authentic understanding of one another.
Well, actually, I would say he didn't kill Hollywood. What he's done, he's put Hollywood back into the box of Hollywood. And what's interesting now for all these big movie stars is, well, more than half the country voted for Trump. If you're going to carry on hammering Trump in the way you'd like to, because that's all you know, then actually a lot of the people that might want to come to your movies are not going to come. Right? You're going to commit acts of self-harm. Now, knowing the egos that are at play in Hollywood, in the movie profession in particular, they're not going to do that. You're going to see them all go very quiet about Trump. There'll be no more of these award shows where they queue up one after another to insult Trump, insult his supporters and so on. They're going to start doing exactly what the tech bros have all started doing, they're going to be starting to kiss the ring, right? Or keeping quiet. So, you're going to see them. We've seen Tim Cook's gone down to Mar-a-Lago. We've seen Jeff Bezos, all these guys, right? They've all worked it out, which is actually the majority of Americans now are with this guy. And you're on the train or you're screwed.
Yeah, or you're going to get run over by the train,
So it's almost like Hollywood will continue, but I just don't think you're going to see these award shows now.
It's like the Wizard of Oz. We
by
now
anti-Trump
see
bullshit.
what they are. It's the Wizard of Oz. We thought it was so scary. It's Hollywood. Oh, they're so popular. Oh my God, it's Taylor Swift. Who could disagree? It's Beyonce. Who could ever say no to the Queen? And then suddenly Trump kind of exposed them as these like measly little people operating a machine behind the curtain. And you can't go back from that. They're not cool anymore.
No, completely right. Well, they're not powerful.
They're not powerful, and they're not.
They may be powerful in flogging a movie, but they're not powerful in moving a political needle.
Right.
And that once that's gone, that never comes back. They're kind of done.
They're just theater kids now.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
Which is actually where I'd prefer them to be.
Yeah, same.
I like Hollywood when they're being Hollywood.
Yeah.
Give me a Tom Cruise Top Gun Maverick movie. I'm the happiest guy in the world, right? But give Robert De Niro saying I want to punch Trump in the face every 2 minutes. Nobody cares, mate.
Nobody cares, man.
Bob, it's over.
Bob,
it's over, Bob. Talking of over, we talked a bit about P. Diddy last time you were on, and obviously now the Jay-Z we've seen has been named in court documents.
Can you tell me I was right?
About
P. Diddy. Remember when before the guy said it's coming? I read that lawsuit.
You were right.
I always try to fairly assess lawsuits. I do a very good job of reading it. I don't just accept that allegation because people are crazy. They do make allegations against people all the time.
I think you're going to be proven completely right.
Yeah, obviously, it was insane.
Obviously, he's not convicted, but the scale of the charges and the number of people coming out with very similar stories. Well, and interestingly, male and female, right? It seems to be almost a split.
Right.
Like he was basically, out there. It just seems to me, on the face of it, allegedly, but abusing almost everyone.
That's correct.
Right. I mean, very
very
weird,
scary.
Chilling behavior.
And everyone in Hollywood knew, and that's a piece of this that we still haven't gotten to.
What's going to happen to all of them, do you think? They're all going to get swept up in this?
I think so. I think they are going to get swept up in it. I don't see how they can't. This is pretty clear cut. If you can use your platform to talk about every meaningless social issue and I'm with her and #MeToo, this is a pretty important one when you have this many victims lining up.
I mean, you once said Jay-Z's like God to me. How do you feel about him now?
Did I say this?
You did.
What?
Yeah, Jay-Z was God to me, you said.
Oh, was God, past tense, growing up. I was like, what are we talking about?
No.
Yeah,
when you were growing up, his music.
Yeah, when I was growing up, I loved Jay-Z because in his lyrics...
And to be clear, he's been emphatic in all his denials. Let's be
clear.
Wait,
I also want to be clear, on the Jay-Z recent stuff, I don't believe it. Right. I looked into that case and I actually don't believe it.
A lot of holes in it.
Yeah, that one doesn't pass the sniff test for me. But in terms of his relationship with Diddy, I would expect him to make some sort of a statement because, like I said, he is overtly political. So I just want people to keep the same energy. If you normally don't comment on matters, that's totally fine. But if you've been lecturing us for years about every other social ill, now would be a great time to use your platform for that same energy. If you were saying, women are suffering, I'm with Kamala, well, we've got some women that are suffering and have a lot of proof and evidence to that point. But it's interesting. It's like I said, and we can kind of steamroll this into that larger discussion about what's happening in Hollywood. We are realizing that they are just false idols, that these parties were taking place, the amount of drugs, having these Airbnb owners talk about, the cocaine they allegedly found the next day, these debauchery parties, these openly sex fields. And so I think it's very good. Like I said, I think nature is healing. People are starting to see these people for what they are. A lot of people in Hollywood are perverts, they're drug addicts, they're idiots, and they believe in their own magic. They think that they are gods, and they are people that we need to turn off and focus on our families. And, that's what I believe. More power to the individual, and everyone's leaving the Hollywood cult.
Well, let me end by focusing on your family.
Yes.
Because you made the very sensible decision. And apparently he asked you to marry him 19 days after you met, which is very English.
Yes, Russell Brand was our Cupid.
Really?
Yeah, he was.
Well, let's hear this, because I'm fascinated. 19, so what happened? You guys meet where?
So a buddy of...
This is George, your husband.
Yeah, Turning Point UK was hosting an event. George was there. I didn't get to meet him. I then went to do Russell Brand's podcast on the countryside. And through a lot of miscommunication, nobody had told me that my now husband was hosting a massive dinner with major players in politics, like Douglas Murray was there that night, all of these fantastic people. So I was 3 hours late because I was with Russell Brand doing his Under the Skin podcast. And this is amazing because this is when he was a communist, This was the old Russell Brand. And then my assistant kind of comes in and is like, there's a massive dinner for you. And I'm like, I have to go. There's a random guy named George Farmer hosting a dinner for me. Jumped in the car, went down to Belgravia, 3 hours late, and my husband's just plying everyone with red wine. Like, is this woman even coming? And I don't know, I just locked eyes with him and just knew that I was going to marry him. It was totally insane. Literally, and it's funny because his best man then read the text messages that George was sending to him, like, I'm going to marry this girl. And I was sending messages to my sister, like, I'm going to marry this guy.
From that night?
Like, locked eyes. If this is like a true rom-com story featuring Russell Brand, yeah.
Was it just the accent, Candace?
No,
you can be clear.
Everyone had an accent.
Do you find this accent irresistible? Is that where we are?
Americans do like an English accent.
I know.
So I will say that. It is a plus. But everyone there had an accent. It was just his face. He didn't even speak to me. He was so nervous. And then he flew to meet me the following week at Turning Point USA's big conference they have every December. And it was just, I just knew. It was the strangest thing. And then he proposed to me. We didn't even kiss, nothing. Didn't even know if he had a girlfriend. And
you'd not even had a date, really?
We didn't even have a date. We had our first kiss in Terminal 5.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's very romantic.
It is.
It's like Love Actually.
It is Love Actually. And now
you've had children.
Now we've had 3 kids, and he lives in America, and we spend time here, and we're fighting the cultural wars, and we're just so happy.
And
we
you're
have
a
our
Catholic?
faith. I'm a Catholic, baptized Catholic this year.
Because he's a Catholic. And how's that going?
Amazing.
Like being a Catholic?
I absolutely
I'm a Catholic,
love being a Catholic. Yeah, the Brompton Oratory is amazing. You guys are really blessed to have that here.
Yeah.
Really blessed to have that here.
That's an amazing place.
It is.
And the other thing we have here that you don't have is Christmas crackers. Christmas crackers. Are you familiar with Christmas crackers?
Is that the ones that like...
Yes. Have you ever cracked a Christmas cracker?
No, but someone sent them to me from Fortnum and Mason.
Allow me.
I'm so excited. This is so exciting.
So the technique is you swap hands.
Okay.
So put one there.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
Actually, no, you got
we do it together.
No, hang on. That one there.
Okay.
No. Right hand. That goes in your right hand.
Got it.
We're crossed, you see, like that.
Okay.
On the 3. 1, 2, 3.
2, 3.
Oh, of course. You won both of them.
Yeah!
Of course. So you've won a nail file. But we also have Christmas cracker jokes. There should be a joke in each of them.
Oh my gosh, this is so
You get a hat and a joke.
Amazing. The Christmas season has begun officially.
There you go. So what's the joke?
Guys, what do you get if you cross Santa with a duck?
Go on.
A Christmas quacker.
What's the other one?
Wait, we got to ask the conversation starter. Would you rather have the ability to speak 5 foreign languages or play 5 musical instruments?
Wow. Instruments.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll take language.
That's
okay.
Good.
Why did Santa go back to school?
Go on.
Because he wanted to learn the alphabet.
God, that's
Man, this is so great. Which 5 celebrities would you pick to have Christmas dinner with? This was not a good one. Whoever put this one on here.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Go on then, you go first.
None of them.
Really?
None of them. They're all
I'd have
so
Elon
annoying.
Musk. I'd have Trump.
You've already had dinner with him.
And Trump, because they'd be great for dinner parties. I'd have Ben Stokes, the England cricket captain. You can come.
Okay, yay.
Why not? You're a celebrity.
Yeah, I'm fun.
I need one more. No, let's think about this. Let's have Robert De Niro just for the sheer crack of having him with Trump.
Yeah, I agree.
That'd be hilarious.
That's brilliant. That's our answer. Take it to the bank.
And you get to wear the hat.
This is the hat.
Yeah, there you go.
Strangely matches.
You put this on, and then you're a fully fledged English
really
English
into the
bride.
Christmas spirit.
There you go.
Wow.
Look at that.
Were I queen, England would still be
You look quite terrifying as a potential queen, actually. Candace, it's been great to see you.
And lovely. Lovely. Too much fun.
Great to see you.
Royal, right?
And I
Thank
love
you.
doing your podcast too.